Criminals are found in almost every area of society, but when someone plans to steal a brand new shop, they completely mock the entire criminal community's integrity. Even kids don't take such shampoo thieves seriously. Well, in today's video, I am going to tell you about 8 or 9 failed genius robbers. So let's begin our countdown, dear friends, as we discuss how typically thieves target jewelry shops, banks, homes, and similar establishments. However, the individual you're observing here behaves unusually. He went to a flower shop to commit theft. Well, this shampoo guy had come to buy flowers for his beloved, or maybe he had stolen money to buy her coffee. Not sure about that, but the funny thing is that no bank even has such security. Despite the security measures the flower shop owner had, as soon as this thief tried to scare the owner by showing a pistol, instead of being intimidated, the owner picked up a hammer. And the owner tried to kill him, so the thief ran away. When the thief saw that this would cost him his life, he quickly fled from there, whatever the reason, stealing from a flower shop. What big audacity and trouble you could cause. Also, whenever someone gets old, people start to underestimate them because they think that an older man poses no threat. They think there will be no danger from them at all, but when this thief attempted to rob a local supermarket, an old man present there successfully caught him. Well, this old man was actually paying the bill at the counter when suddenly the thief came and tried to scare him by showing a gun. Well, at first, the uncle stood there silently. But as soon as the thief turned and pointed the gun at another customer, the uncle quickly tackled him from behind and gave him such a powerful punch. His gun fell from his hand. Not only that, but afterwards, inside the market, he also tore off the thief's shirt and gave him a thorough and forceful beating. Well, what could possibly be a greater embarrassment for any thief? Friends, because anyone who wishes to steal must at least have a trustworthy circle of acquaintances. While it appears to be a perfect plan, there is a concern. What might happen if someone chooses to go steal together with their friends without having made any prior planning or arranging a strategy beforehand? Well, in this video, 3 friends joined together to loot a jewelry shop. These people entered the store and stole the valuables. But as soon as they tried to flee, the shop's employee quickly locked the door. At first, these robbers tried. Breaking down the door proved to be extremely difficult, yet despite their persistent efforts, it stubbornly remained firmly shut. After some time passed, they finally noticed the button that would open the door. After much pleading, the door finally opened. The 2 thieves somehow managed to escape from there, but left their third companion to freeze there. The poor guy stood at the door, kept calling out continuously, but they ignored this poor guy. Ignored him like a beaten shopkeeper. Now with such scoundrels, who needs enemies? Friends, normally thieves typically steal only valuable items, but this particularly audacious scoundrel went as far as targeting a food-serving robot in a restaurant. Interestingly, he reached the restaurant during the day and picked up the robot, then walked away. Even the waiters kept trying to stop him. However, he ignored everyone's words and walked away with the robot as if it were his cousin's son, then took the robot outside and attempted to shove it into his vehicle. Eventually, the waiters came outside and pulled him away, taking back their robot. Well, I just don't understand what has happened to this world. Friends, in the video you're watching, a shampoo thief arrived at the store with his bag to steal, and as soon as he entered, he began taking whatever he needed. He started filling his bag, but when he tried to leave the store with his bag, the door wouldn't open. At first, he kept banging on the door. But the heavy door stubbornly refused to open, and during the intense struggle to force it, he even accidentally dropped several of the valuable items he had illicitly stolen from the nearby store. Finally, the door opened a little, and he slowly began to get himself out. But before he could exit the building, his stolen goods had already fallen to the ground, and what remained was also falling as he exited. Literally, this guy didn't even know how to maintain his weapon, yet he resorted to theft. Judging by his condition, it seems like this. As if all his stuff is going to fall on the road before reaching home, and he knows it. Friends, this video is from a shop in Karachi, where a person entered the shop. As soon as he came inside, he took out a gun from his bag, and after that the shop and the customers were both held at gunpoint. After that, he demanded cash from the shop owner, but initially, the owner kept giving him some money from a drawer. However, he was insisting on taking out all his money. When the robber saw that the shop owner wasn't listening, he himself also stopped listening. He became angry inside and started threatening the owner so that he would hand over all the money. Initially, he was becoming quite aggressive, but as soon as he became overconfident and tried to put the gun inside his pants, the shop owner got an opportunity. He seized him right there, and then everyone together beat him up like a machine. They only violently tore his clothes apart, but not only that, these genuinely heartless people also ruthlessly stripped him of all his personal belongings and beat him up severely. Whoever I am, you're not doing well with this guy. Friends, no matter who the person is in the world, there's certainly some effort, but when a person takes up theft as a profession, all his efforts go to waste. Well, this video you're watching, in this, a thief named Daud Ibrahim went into a restaurant to commit theft. He showed a gun to the restaurant's waiter and tried to scare him. But he ignored him like a broken person trying to commit theft. He kept threatening the waiter, but the waiter was not paying attention and was busy serving food to his customers. He even made a parcel and caught the customer, and this poor thief was saving his efforts, standing there waiting to start stealing. Well, you all may not know, but this video, after watching it, even the police officers will have tears in their eyes. How on earth can someone become so foolish? Friends, by the increasing thefts these days, the supermarket owners have also become smart. They have installed doors that lock with one button and then no one's father can open them. In this video, a thief reached the store to steal groceries, but when he started stealing and tried to leave, the cashier installed a smart lock on the door. The owner's beloved son tried very hard to open the door. Where was the door supposed to open? Despite making so many attempts, the door still wouldn't open, so he went back inside the store, and for himself, he grabbed an energy drink, thinking that maybe by drinking it he would become superpowered and pry open the door. But still, it didn't work. This is truly a demonstration of strength. When we talk about a knife, people typically use it to cut vegetables and fruits, but it can also serve other essential purposes. What if a thief grabbed a knife and made a determined attempt to forcefully cut through the door? Well, in this video, a goat thief actually employed a knife in an effort to successfully breach the security system and reach the supermarket door. The poor guy stood at the store and made a big effort to somehow use the knife to He tried to cut the door open, realizing that unlike a cake, the door couldn't be sliced. After exhausting all his efforts, he understood that another method was needed, that it was badly built and not a cake that could be cut, so he gave up and went back. Friends, whenever a thief decides to steal from a location, it's quite common for them to carry a gun. But have you ever encountered a thief who refrains from using any weapon? It is surprising that he doesn't even know how to properly hold a gun, and yet still boldly attempts to steal. Well, that's exactly what occurred with this particular individual. This poor guy reached a shop to rob it with a gun, but when he tried to scare the cashier by showing the gun slipped from his hands onto the counters. But then he fell. First, he jumped on him pretending to be Dead Sienna and tried to pick up a gun, but then he realized that it would backfire. Then he ran towards the door to save his life, but his embarrassment didn't end there either. When he came out of the door, his fly opened and his pants fell down. Filled with fear, his fly suddenly opened, making his pants fall down in front of everyone. Eventually, the poor guy hurriedly grabbed his pants and quickly ran away from the scene. But nevertheless, what could be more embarrassing and troublesome than this?